Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon podcast. It's the Where Are They Now episode.
Moshe's in a fury. He's packing for Burning Man. So you've
Actually,
got a lot of
What's funny about it is I'm coming home
oh, because this is coming out after.
a week from today.
But you're packing. Actually, Burning Man doesn't exist right now. So we don't know what is going to happen to you. But
as you're hearing this, I've had the experience.
But we don't know what it is yet.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
What a fascinating realm we're in.
I know, looking to the future.
But I have to say, Laura told me, our producer, it's cold and wet at Burning Man. You expecting? What are you expecting, hun?
I don't know.
You think
it's going to be an exciting week.
You think there's going to be mud?
Oh, there'll be mud. Yeah, when I get through with it. You know what I mean?
And you're not afraid?
No, I'm not afraid of a little mud honey. A little Mud Honey, the 1990s band, the grunge band.
They were good.
Oh, Mud Honey. Yeah, it was apparently very rainy this week, but next week it's looking really nice. And I'm really looking forward to getting out and having a little mischief.
What's your favorite thing about Burning Man?
My favorite thing about Burning Man is that it's often the funniest thing I see all year. It's usually the funnest time I have all year, and it transports me back in time because a lot of my life, in a good way, is like family and my career, and this is like I'm back in the 90s, going out to a rave every night.
So it connects you to your youth?
It connects me to my youth, connects me to a spirit, if I'm being sincere, a spirit of play. Is that okay to say?
Yeah.
A spirit of play. I wish you still came. I wish you had gotten out of it even a sliver of what I got out of it.
Don't you think that when you have a child, though, you
Yeah.
have to tighten up your life in some ways?
I've tightened up my life in every way except for 1 week a year. 51 out of 52 weeks, my life is tight, like a young lady at church. And then 1 week a year, those lips loosen up and they sink ships. I might be on a ship. I might literally be on a ship this week. I might play a couple DJ sets. I got a couple gigs lined up. I might have a second gig lined up. I might go play on some art. Stay up all night. I might see a sunrise or two. I just wish that you liked it. Because my real dream, you want to know my real dream?
To have married a burner?
No. My real dream is having married you. But my real dream is that we all go, you, me, and little Adolf, go 1 year and stay at Kidsville. There's a little village there called Kidsville, and it's all families. And it's you, me, and Adolf. And then Adolf meets the other kids, you know, and then it's like almost like summer camp vibes, you know, the little Adolf and Heinrich and you know, Eichmann and stuff like that, like whoever we meet, and they go off and they're like exploring art and stuff like that and climbing on things, and we're just having a good old parent time.
Can't we just go do that in Europe?
We did do it in Europe. I want to do it at Burning Man.
Do it again.
I want to go to
where there's hot showers and facilities.
I got a hot shower.
And food.
Not
weird naked people walking around circling your child.
No one's circling children.
Bad
Natasha.
Music, like playing constantly.
There's great music.
It's so loud that no one can sleep, and not like dust storms. And
Natasha,
you know what I mean?
No one's circling the children at Burning Man.
No, I know. I'm just saying, though, it's like, you know, it's an adult environment.
Yeah, but it's cool. It creates cool. You know what? You know what creates cool adults? Funky childhoods.
All right. Well, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Go to the kids' camp.
Yeah.
Suss out the vibe.
You think I should just wander through on my own?
Yeah. See what the vibe is.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm just sussing out the vibe.
No, check it. I'm sure they'll all be Instagramming.
No. Yeah. Okay. I'll go by. And what do you want me to say?
No, I just want you to see what the vibe is.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I don't want to change the subject from Burning Man.
I do.
I was away this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Were you like hard missing me?
Yeah, it was really hard.
Is that why you're wearing that sexy outfit? You're looking pretty hot right now.
Well, honey, we do have to get through the podcast. Do you think you can?
Resist you?
It's
going to be hard, to be honest with you.
These are our where are they now?
Well, I'm trying to let our listeners know where we are now. I am attracted to my wife. I'm aroused during the podcast. I mean, isn't that a crazy thing to think about while you're listening, that I'm horny? That's crazy, right? Right now, me, Moshe, I got you through the pandemic. You got a parasocial relationship with me. I'm horny for my wife.
But like also all I
see-through
did
to my credit
was wear a black bra under my dress.
Under your transparent dress. I mean, I'm okay. And I want to clarify.
Wait, but it's that easy? Then you just get like, you need to like.
I want to clarify.
Go jerk
well, I
off
also
now?
was away for the weekend, looking at all my hot fans. I honestly did get propositioned this weekend.
What'd they say?
And to be fully honest, you kind of got propositioned as well. Here's what's happened.
Oh my God. Are you saying that we could have a three-way with one of your fans that was at your show in Denver?
I would go so far
Why
as to say.
Why didn't you call me?
I would go so far as to say with one of our fans.
Okay.
This is what's happened because I'm in a prominent marriage. I have an out-facing marriage. And I want to clarify. I want to take one step back. When I say I'm aroused,
out-facing.
Well, hold on. I got to clarify for our listeners. When I say I'm aroused, I'm not erect. That's just like important for me that people know. I'm not erect right now. I'm totally flaccid. So it's not that. I don't like have a boner or a hard-on or a chubby or a woody.
What? Stop.
I don't have that.
Okay.
There's nothing to stop. I don't have one of those.
Okay. No one thought you did.
Yeah. I'm not all swing. I'm not all feeling swing. It's not like that. But I'm just like, I'm feeling a more, romantic love. So anyway, because I'm in an out-facing marriage, you don't know what I mean by that?
Like we're both people that people know who they are.
And we're like, they know that we're married. They don't just know who we are. They know us as a married couple because of this podcast.
Okay.
Women stopped flirting with me on the road years ago. Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm just getting all fucked up looking and old. I don't know. It's something. But what they do is the poly women come up to me and they say, "When's Natasha gonna open? Let us all hook up." So they kind of like go. They put it on you actually. That they want to hook up with you. I think it really is more about you.
I don't really want to hook up with fans.
I mean, I don't think you want to hook up with. I think you barely want to hook up with me, to be honest. But no, I hear you. Yeah, right. Now, I always used to say the difference between men and women is that I've never met a male comedian who has not had sex with a fan, and I've never met a female comedian who has. There's a real dichotomy there.
Well, hopefully that's changing. And
wait, in which way?
That more women ask men out, I guess, or that more
female comedians fuck their fans.
I don't know if they want to.
It's a little bit grosser and thirstier, I feel like, if a male fan is like hitting on a female comedian. There's something kind of gnarly about that. Maybe that's just a backwards way of thinking, though.
Yeah, maybe you're like not as young and fresh as you think.
Ooh, I know. I just said. Nobody hits on me anymore. I wish I was young and fresh. I want a young and fresh. I'll tell you what, though. My show's in Colorado this weekend at the Comedy Works. They made me feel comedically young and fresh.
You have a great show, Moshe.
It was klablowing.
People love it.
It was atomic. It was an atomic weekend.
If you haven't seen Moshe, go see one of his shows.
Yes.
Come see one of my shows. We're
See
going
Natasha.
to lots of places. I'm going to Boston. I'm going to Providence. I don't even know where else I'm going. Oh, I'm going to Tampa.
You're going to Santa Cruz?
Fort Lauderdale.
It's Lauderdale. Yeah, it's Fort Lauderdale.
Well, they kept saying Dania Beach, and I was like, oh, this is Fort Lauderdale.
We're also going to Santa Cruz, the two of us, to do a live Endless Honeymoon podcast.
That's very exciting.
It is very exciting. Beth Stelling is going to be on it.
Love her so much.
And there's going to be somebody else, a special guest. We don't know. We can't announce who because we don't know who it is. And that's a really important part of being able to announce somebody. But we also might have a third special guest. But it's not for sure. It's really not confirmed.
I don't know about that.
We're going to back up. We're not going to do it. All right, should we tell them what we were thinking? And then we
Moshe
won't
wants
do
to
it?
have our couples therapist on as a guest.
Well,
and I feel like that is going to get us into a huge fight.
He lives in Santa Cruz. And by the way, this wasn't my idea. This was a mutual idea.
I know. But
why are you putting it on me?
Because you brought it up recently, and I thought about it in a different way.
Well, it's definitely a bad idea. It depends what you care more about. Like, do you care about harmony and the therapeutic process, or do you care about killing on a live podcast taping? And it's like... You know what I mean? I've always been jokes over dignity.
Yeah. By the way, I want to ask our couples therapist if he'll do it because I feel like if he says yes,
you should fire him.
He might be a bad. He might be a bad therapist. I don't think he would say yes. I think it's like it's like against his.
That's such an unfair trap.
Yeah, like it's against the whatever
HIPAA.
Is that HIPAA?
But not if you give them permission. If you give them permission, they're allowed to do whatever they want.
I hope he wouldn't do it.
But that's a
Let's
fucked
ask
up.
him.
It's a fucked up ask.
Why?
Because it's a trap. It's not a real
he's like
question.
the vanity. He'll be like, whoa.
Right, there's that. Yeah. It's a trap though. Like you know what I mean? You're not really asking a question. You're actually springing a trap and seeing if he'll walk into it.
Yeah. Well,
all right, let's not ask him. Who should we have instead?
Well,
then we got to get some couples in Santa Cruz.
If you live in Santa Cruz, please hit us up. Okay. We want to have you on the podcast.
Can I ask you a question, Natasha?
Yeah.
What are you going to be doing while I'm at Burning Man?
Well, I did schedule for someone to help me come deep clean the house on Wednesday.
That sounds cool. That's your Burning Man.
So I'm gonna have everything cleaned up after your trail.
Like my little dust
peanuts.
trail.
Like like Moshe's like he's always like got he needs like clothes and you're a little like I want to help you. I don't know how to help you.
Well, you helped me very much. You brought back my gray water tank this weekend. Can you imagine? That was a request. Hey, I left my gray water tank up where you're going to be this weekend. Do you think you could haul it back for me? And Natasha Leggero, the classiest woman in comedy, she hoisted a gray water tank into the car and brought it back for me.
And I didn't even complain.
You didn't. You
Thank
didn't.
You.
I
did not complain.
You didn't complain. To my credit, I was apologizing.
You did not ask me without also apologizing every time.
I pre-apologized every time I mentioned it.
That helped.
Did it?
You kept saying, but whatever, no stress. Like
no
whatever.
stress. I know
but
this.
Then you were like, can you also bring me like a bunch of clothes and some shoes and
you brought some. You had some choice. It was interesting. It was interesting to see the way your mind worked.
Well, don't Burning Man. Don't you want your worst clothes?
No, I want to look cool.
Oh,
but you did bring my worst clothes.
I thought
you
hooked that up. Ruined.
You brought a pair of shoes. Okay, so I was like, oh, there's all this cool stuff. She left it, but then she brought this pair. This is how whack the pair of shoes was. I got it and I threw it. I picked it up out of the car and I walked to the garbage can and threw them in the garbage. They should have been thrown away anyway. In a way, you did me a favor.
Why'd you buy them?
At some point, they maybe didn't look that bad. I'm not really sure. I bought these pants this weekend in Denver. What do you think of them?
You are legitimately addicted to pants, Moshe.
We both are fashion plates, and you have to accept that. You buy lots of clothes. I buy lots of clothes.
No, you buy lots of pants.
I love pants.
You buy pants every week. No, that is not normal to buy pants every week.
Let me tell you this. I wear pants every day. Every single day.
But what is it about pants that you need to buy them every 3 days?
I don't buy them every 3 days. That's a gross mischaracterization.
I bet you buy them online every 3 days or get people to send them to you for free every 3 days.
You'd lose that bet. Every 3 days would be a little bit much. But when I am on the road and when I am doing the podcast, I'm thinking to myself, I got to come crisp. So as I was on the road this weekend and I didn't have crisp pants, I packed poorly. So I walked down the street and I bought a pair of pants. Is that so wrong?
No, but it's weird? Like, it's a weird thing to be addicted to because it's something that no one notices.
Like
shirts, everyone's like, oh, cool shirt.
I buy shirts too. Shirts are harder because shirts are more particular. They have to be more doper. Pants are more basic.
You can buy them every 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. You've heard that saying, right? Rabbi Akiva, one of the great rabbis of ancient Israel, he said a pant should be bought every 3 days. A shirt not more than once a month.
How much were the pants?
800.
No, how much were they?
80.
80. It's a pretty good price.
Do you like them?
Yeah, they're cute.
Do you? You paused for a while and I didn't like.
Well,
that.
it's the I love the blue color, but then it's like I would like to see it with a different color shirt than the gray shirt that you're wearing.
You don't think I look dope right now?
No, you do. You do, but I didn't notice the pants.
It's funny. I'm over here like getting wet for you because of your outfit. And you're like, I'd like to see a different color scale. Maybe another color scale will be good.
No, to really show off the pants, that's all. You look good.
Thanks, hon.
Well, listen, I want to hear what has been going on with our honeymooners. All these people, I keep asking Laura, can we please find out what's happening with these people? So now we've collected some of our favorites.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Would you do the theme song to Where Are They Now?
Yeah. Where are they now?
Oh, interesting.
I gotta ask, where are they now?
That's pretty good.
You know what's good that I've learned to do?
Yeah.
Because like our daughter, like she hasn't heard of any songs.
Right.
So then I just like make up a song, but
in the
choose
tune
something.
of one of the great songs of all time.
Yeah. And she's like, Mom, did you just make that up?
Go to your bed. 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 You should do that.
Let me just say she thinks I'm pretty cool.
Okay, can I make up a tune for Where Are They Now?
Sure.
And we can see who's better. And maybe I'll do my. You know, I have a bass voice. My voice is a little shot from from killing so hard this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But but I can sing in a bass, and that's unusual. So it would go something like, "Where are they now? Where were they then? They are here now. You are my friend." But you know, I actually stole that melody too.
Pretty good.
I stole that melody
and
too.
And you miraculously, that's the first time I've ever heard you stay on key. That was amazing.
Do you know the term biatch? Are you familiar with that? Have you ever heard that?
No.
Well, you're not gonna be happy when I tell you what it means. But anyway, yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, let's
find out where these callers are. We always say keep in touch with us. And then Laura does keep in touch with them. And then once a year, we come back together to find out where they are.
Hi, my name's Rachel. I was recently on an episode with Brent Weinbach. I can't seem to find the name of the episode in the feed, but I called in about my boyfriend that I moved in with. He had a parent that got sick, and he kind of freaked out and moved and left most of his belongings at my house.
Right, I remember this.
And so my question was like, how do I move forward with, the ghost of the relationship hanging around? And interestingly enough, he kind of came back and we worked things out, and now we are engaged to be married.
Oh no.
So what I've learned is life is messy and confusing and wild, but it's also pretty beautiful. So, yeah.
She's in love now.
Yeah, she was the one that lived on the Central Coast, right? Am I right? Yeah. I remember not liking this guy. But you know what? People change. People do change. And sometimes
they change for a while.
Sometimes they change for a while, but sometimes circumstances in a person's life are so overwhelming that they revert into a bad person, and then those circumstances pass and they become the person that they truly are. That is true. Some people are outmatched by their circumstances and just can't be decent in that moment. I've seen people like that. I had a friend, he got extremely sick and almost died, handled it with grace and dignity. I'd never seen such grace. And then his wife left him, and he handled that like a 8-year-old boy. Like, it was the worst thing I've ever seen. And I was just like, that's so interesting.
So it was okay for him to get the illness, but not if he didn't have support.
No, I mean, I looked at it like, because I remember being so impressed with the way he walked through his illness. And then looking at like his wife leaving, I was like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to handle an illness. That would be the hard thing no offense, I wasn't married at the time. I didn't know how.
Would you leave me if I got sick?
No, you're not hearing. No.
Okay.
But that's not the point of the story.
Promise? You saying it on record.
Okay, I promise not to leave you if you get sick. What kind of sickness?
I don't know.
Are you like dick sick?
I like shit out of my mouth or something.
Oh no, there's shit coming out of your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, fee-fa-fa. Ooh, magoo. I know. Here's the problem with me saying yes. I know you would leave me.
No, I wouldn't. I would just have someone come help me take care of it.
What? Sex?
No, I would have some pay for you to have a nurse.
And what would you do?
Just like talk to you on the phone, probably, and like.
You would talk to me on the phone? You wouldn't come in the room?
Depends.
You would Zoom with me?
I would do Zoom.
That's my Zoom life right there. I'm shitting out of my mouth and you're zooming in. Good Lord. I don't think it would be so sad if you got sick. Be all by your bedside and stuff, putting like sponging water into your mouth, you know?
Isn't that what's supposed to happen when we get older?
I know. Is that what's going to happen? We're going to die next to each other?
I don't know, hon.
Oh, one of us is going to die first. Unless we die in an accident. Or we kill each other. Murder, suicide.
That would be cool, actually, to die together in an accident.
At like 90. Right?
No, that would be too hard for your child, because then they'd have to lose both their parents at once.
I don't know. They always say like, my goal, when people get so old that the person dies and then the person goes, the kid goes, it's okay. They had a good life. It was time. I'm going to tell our kid, don't ever fucking say that about me. I want you agonized. I want you fucking despondent, wandering through the streets saying I'm an orphan now. I don't want you telling your friends like, it's okay. It was time. I don't want that. I didn't give birth to you for that.
Well, good thing is you didn't give birth.
Neither did you, honey. You had an elective surgery. But you know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't ever want her telling her friends, it was time. It wasn't fucking time. Your dad died. You're in agony. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Who you think you're going to die first? I mean, I'm going to die first.
I don't want to burden you with that. No, honey. I don't think that. I think we're going to die at the exact same time.
In a mutual orgasm? One orgasm too many.
One would hope.
All right.
All right. Well, let's hear another one.
Hello, this is Heidi from episode 237. I had called in because I was having issues with my best friend's 4-year-old daughter who dislikes me. So about 6 months has passed. I definitely took the advice of ignoring. Just walking into my friend's house, saying hi to my friend, and if the daughter is present, I'll just wait for her to initiate a greeting if there is one, and I think that's helped. Also, I did bring her cotton candy once.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
she
about.
was grateful. I think her mom was way more grateful. So that definitely helped me earn points with her mom that, I'm trying. But the best part is I got a dog in April, and the daughter loves my dog. That has helped tremendously. So there is now this positive association with me because she likes my dog. It's progressing. I wouldn't say she likes me now, but I think I've graduated from her hating me to being neutral because of the dog. Thank you for your advice.
Okay.
Wait, why was this daughter not nice
You don't
to her?
remember?
No, refresh my memory.
She was like, she would go over and the daughter would always be like kicking attitude to her and didn't like her, and she was 4 and she was all butthurt about it. Her friend's daughter not being
Isn't
polite
that
to her.
Important for the mom to be like, be nice to my friend?
Honey, you should go back and listen to that episode because I'm almost positive that's what you said. But I think if we had both had our druthers, we would have said we would suggest cotton candy and a puppy. Because that is the way to get a 4-year-old to like you. Honestly, that was smart.
That is so true.
She did the right thing.
Cotton candy and a puppy.
That's all you need. That's what when I'm down at Kidsville this weekend, I'll just have cotton candy and a puppy, and I'll be trying to lure kids.
Well, listen, lady, I'm happy for you. We should definitely be independent of the good opinion of 4-year-olds.
Amen.
Hi, Natasha and Moshe. This is Michelle from New York, from the Ozempic Nuts episode. If you recall, I had a situation at my workplace with a colleague who unfortunately smelled,
I remember this,
distinctly like a dirty vagina. And
I remember
this.
Other colleagues were coming to me about it. Some of the children were making comments.
Hold on, pause. I love the idea the kids are running up like, damn, it smells like pussy up in here. What's going on? It smells like stank pussy.
She might be calling teenagers children.
All right.
She was a colleague that I respected and liked, and I was being pressured by another colleague to do something about it, to tell her. And your advice to me was essentially to get an anonymous email address and email her from an anonymous
She didn't do that.
friend who's looking out for her.
That's weird. That sounds like
And
Moshe.
my update is I took that advice into consideration.
Damn.
I sat on it. I reflected on it. I thought about it. And then, like, there were some unexpected turns in our work situation. And she, like, switched up and just started acting like a bitch. And I was just like, oh, like, I'm not going to help you because I no longer feel that I owe you any level of kindness. Not that I would go out of my way or anything for anything harmful to happen to her, but I certainly was not interested in helping her out, and I was just keeping a greater distance from her just in general. So I don't know if the issue resolved or not. I didn't hear about it from my coworkers. I think when I kind of checked in with my coworker who wanted me to say something, she hadn't noticed the odor in a while. So hopefully it was a temporary issue, but again, I no longer respect her as much, so it's no longer a pressing issue for me. So that's my update. Thanks.
That was nice of her to update us.
I mean, that's a straight up gift from the gods.
What?
When your friend who smells like dirty crotch starts acting like a bitch and you're like, ugh, I have an excuse to avoid her.
Yeah.
Ugh, I mean, that is just a beautiful blessing. Because I remember her now. I remember this caller. She was cool too. I remember she was like cool and funny. It wasn't that she was like, it stinks so bad, I got to tell her. It was like, I feel so bad for her.
Right.
I've got to step in there and tell her. And then she just got granted this gift where she could actually avoid her, and it had nothing to do with the tampon smell. Like, that's cool.
Tampon smell?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of funny things to say that aren't like dirty pussy. You know?
I don't know if it was a tampon smell.
No, I don't know. I'm riffing. You know, I'm just riffing over here.
I hear you.
You know?
Well, yeah, that seems like a lot. I would like to maybe listen to the next call.
Okay, let's listen to the next call.
I mean, as opposed to think of other ways to
other euphemisms for dirty pussy.
Dirty pussy.
Why don't we just go down that rabbit hole? That could be good. It smells like rabbit hole up in here.
All right, let's hear it.
Hey guys, this is Cole. I called in during Blake Anderson's episode. I asked about life advice in my early 20s, whether or not I should play it safe and stay at a corporate job or try to pursue a career in art and travel more.
Yeah.
You guys reminded me how much time I have left, and I should, take advantage of it, but also be practical because, the world is scary and you need money and stuff. So since then, I'm just using this job to finance some cool adventures, which I think is a cool middle ground. I'm about to go to Australia in a couple weeks just to take pictures. And then after that, I'll be in LA doing some design and photo work. And yeah, we'll see what happens after that. But thanks for the extra push to get back out there and make it happen. A lot of listeners reached out after and been super supportive. Most notably, Alana Linsman. She photographs for the New York Times and Queer Eye. So she gave me great advice on what art careers are like and stuff like that. So thanks, guys. Love you.
What the hell?
What, he got networked off our podcast?
Yeah.
I want to get some networking off.
Yeah, why isn't Alana Linsman coming over to take a fucking photo of us? Just sitting back there, silent, passive recipient of the podcast. Lana.
No, but I have to say to this sweet, sweet man, I was having this thought recently because I'm always like, do I need to do this or need to do this? And it's always like all or nothing. And maybe there's a version where it's like, oh, what if I just do 2 new things and just try to amp the percentage up a little bit, keep it in the forefront and then it'll keep growing, start it out as a little ball. It doesn't have to be
right. This binary thing that you're either making it, your thing is successful,
or you've totally cut all ties with
right.
what you need to do to make money. It's maybe it doesn't have to be, and also it can be what do you do during, I read, I read this quote a long time ago, but they were saying that you have 8 hours to sleep and 8 hours to work, and what you do with the other 8 hours determines your life, your success, your failure. So
I love that.
So it's like, what are you doing in those 8 free hours that you have?
I also think like, and maybe this is naive or just like, easy for me to say, but like this whole binary about like the thing that I love is either making me a living or I failed at it. I feel like it's such false information that people get sucked into, and they go, oh, I didn't make it as a blank, ergo I am a failure because I've got a job that isn't the thing that was my biggest passion, and then they don't do the big passion anymore because it failed. I just feel like that's an illusion that isn't based in reality. First of all, not all passions even have the potential to make you a living. Some people's passions are travel. I mean, okay, yeah, you could be the fucking travel influencer or whatever, but some people's passions are getting out in nature. Some people's passions are writing poetry, and there's never been a successful poet since like 1712. Like, it's just like, you should do what you love because you love it. And if you are blessed enough and lucky enough to make a living doing what you love, well, then you count yourself lucky because you're in like the rarest of rarefied air. But don't give up on the thing that you love just because there's not a path to financial success in it. I think that.
And also there could be financial success. It's just about like opening up the aperture to like do it more and more.
I guess I'm saying framing it around this will either lead to me making a living or I will give up because it wasn't worth it is a false dichotomy, I think. Follow your bliss, not the money.
And saying yes to things that are interesting to you that maybe you wouldn't usually say yes to because, they could lead to something.
Yeah. I'm so glad this guy's having adventures. I remember him. He was cool. Everybody I remember so far has been cool.
I hope we don't cry tonight.
Except that guy.
What guy?
The guy in Cambria or whatever.
Oh, that she's marrying?
Yeah, that he wasn't cool. But you know what? Maybe he's cool now. Yeah. Maybe he's cool.
No.
Listen, your dad dies. You could be uncool for a year.
I don't know.
Well, but some people are really affected when their dads die.
No, I'm saying I hope that she's okay.
I hope, me too. Actually, they were burners, weren't they? I remember her saying, maybe I'll see her this week. I'll be like, are you okay?
All right, well, let's hear another.
Hi, Moshe. Hi, Natasha. This is Elizabeth, your caller with no nipples from the Nikki Glazer episode.
Yes.
I had called in wondering how to navigate random hookups with this new body, and I was very grateful for the empowering conversation we had. I do have a couple stories of talking about it with new partners,
cool.
And both times it came up kind of organically, so I didn't really have to think too hard about the conversation. With the first guy, we were making out on a first date, and he got hard, and he was like, well, my dick is telling me we should hang out again. And I meant to confirm
Charming.
that I was also into it. So I started to be like, oh, mine is also saying. And he interrupted me to be like, oh, your dick? Is this how you tell me you have a dick? So I got to be like, no, not that. But since we're kind of on the subject, I don't have nipples. And we laughed about it, and it was like really no big deal. And then with the second guy, we were talking about being cold, and he said something about nipples getting hard. And so I was like, well, actually, and he did a dramatic
Smart.
No, and then was just like, I'm kidding, congrats on beating cancer, which is really the only sensible response. And then shortly after that, I did meet someone that I've been seeing, and it's been really great. So ultimately, no one has missed my nipples, including me. And it was really awesome to get to talk to you both. I've been a huge fan since like the Hound Tall podcast and Another Period days. So it was a really big deal that I got to talk to you about my unique boob situation. And I'm just so appreciative of you both. Thanks a million.
And she didn't even mention being appreciative of Nikki, which is like really empowering for me. Nikki's had a huge year. And to have finally someone have the takeaway of just being honored to talk to us, that means a lot to us.
Wait, so she just was honest and told them.
Yeah, but she also sounded like she probably has her head on her shoulders in that she's probably dating the right kind of men for this conversation. Mm-hmm. Because every response, my dick is telling we should hang out, doesn't seem that mature, but it does seem like they both were the cool guy that was just like, oh, what do I care?
And was she saying she was telling this on the first date?
I don't know. No, I don't think we got that information.
Okay.
Yeah. Nippleless. Very interesting.
Would that turn you off?
Would it turn me off? I don't know.
If you met a girl who said that?
I don't know.
Would you still fuck her if she didn't have
Oh
nipples?
yeah. Oh yeah. Anybody that's down DTF, I'm grateful to. That's a straight attitude of gratitude. That's the only response. Hey, thank you. Thank you for allowing me inside. It's like a vampire. They got to invite you in.
Well, I'm happy that she's being honest with people.
Yeah, she's cool. You're cool.
Hey guys, it's Crystal. I was recently on an episode about my gym harasser, a creepy guy at the gym who kept saying inappropriate comments to me.
Hated this dude.
Moshe and Natasha gave me some advice to stand up for myself, be straightforward, and tell him that his comments make me feel uncomfortable and I don't want him talking to me. And so a few weeks have gone by, but the situation has been developing. The guy didn't approach me for about a week, which was awesome. And then I decided to take a whole week off of the gym. But as soon as I came back, this guy snuck up behind me while I was doing squats and said, "I've missed seeing you."
Oh, no.
And he made some creepy comment about my legs because I decided to wear shorts that day. I didn't say anything to him then because I was so frustrated and I was a little bit scared.
Sure.
But I did decide to go tell the girl at the front desk and then I wanted to talk to the manager. And she said, "Well, he's not here and I could leave a note for him to call you." So I was like, okay, sure, whatever. The manager never called me.
That's pretty crazy.
And I even asked the girl again. I was like, "Hey, can I please talk to the manager about this situation I'm dealing with?" And she was just like, "He has the note." So that was pretty useless. And then just last week, I was finishing an exercise on a machine and he comes over and tries to help me put the weights away. So I took my earbud out and I said, "Hey, listen, I do not need and I do not want your help. Please leave me alone." To which the guy goes, "What's wrong with you? Are you autistic or just rude?" And I said, "Excuse me. First of all, you can't talk to me or anybody in that way. Second of all, I come to the gym because I want to focus and I want to work out. I don't want to have conversations with people. And you make me feel really uncomfortable because you keep making comments about me." And then this guy goes, "That's bullshit. I see you talking to people all the time." And I said, "Those people don't make comments about me. And like I said, you make me feel really uncomfortable."
She's nailing it.
And he just laughed at my face and he said, "Get the fuck over yourself." And he walked away. So after a week of trying to get a hold of the manager, I was finally able to meet with him today. And he asked, "Well, has he said anything recently?" And I said, "No, not since I told him to leave me alone." And the manager was like, "Well, then the problem's solved, isn't it?" And I said, "No, he still stares at me and it makes me feel really uneasy." And this fucking manager says, "Well, a lot of girls are posting videos on the internet about guys staring at them at the gym. So maybe you're just overreacting." I said, "I'm not making videos. I'm telling you that this guy has been harassing me and I feel really uncomfortable at your gym." And this guy just says, "Well, maybe try coming to the gym at a different time." And I'm like, this is bullshit. And I got up and I walked away just because I was so frustrated. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. I might cancel my gym membership, but I find it a little ridiculous because I shouldn't have to cancel because of someone else's actions. But anyways, that's where we're at. I do feel really good that I was able to stand up for myself, and the advice that Moshe and Natasha gave me really helped me get there. But that's the only update I have for now. Thanks, guys.
I mean, here's the reality. First of all, that's awesome you did that. It's so cool that it came out of you and that you were able to stick up for yourself. And even in addition, the feeling it probably gave you, I'm sure you get a little bit of a rush and a high from being like, back the fuck off away from me. And also, even though he's like, "Get over yourself," in reality, he is a little scared and he hasn't come back to say anything. And he probably won't come back to say anything. I mean, if he's staring at you, that really is,
yeah.
I don't really, what does she do then?
I'm not surprised that a boundaryless man didn't take constructive criticism very well. Like nothing about that surprises me.
Well, you just kind of want to scare him, I guess.
I could have predicted the exact reaction he had. It sounds like it's resulted in him not approaching you anymore, although remains to be seen if it'll happen again. I mean, a guy like that knows what he's doing. Also,
the manager's saying, "Do you think you're overreacting?" It's like
this is like a
scene from like 1987.
No, this is like a patriarchal jungle. You know, you're like trying to like bat off one monster, and then there's another monster over here. Well, there's a lot of
because he doesn't bother the men.
There's a lot of kind of thirsty thoughts on Instagram, always talking about people. Here's what. Okay, I got some. I have a feedback about that specifically. Here, if the manager hadn't done that, I was going to say, look, the guy reacted poorly as we all could have predicted, but hopefully that will also make him act differently.
Back off a little bit.
You're not going to actually smack some sense into a person like that. They don't have sense to begin with, or they wouldn't be acting like that to begin with. The best you can hope for is a cessation of the behavior, which it remains to be seen if that is going to happen.
Because he's still staring at her.
That's a little weird that he's not like chastened, because a guy like that, it's exactly like a cat caller. You don't go up to a cat caller and go, "Hey, don't fucking cat call me." And the guy goes, "Oh my God. Wow, I didn't even think about it. And you're right. This is so inappropriate. Why am I inserting you into my sexual fantasy when you're just trying to walk to work? Thanks for checking in with me." You're going to always get a "fuck you, you stuck up bitch." But hopefully the next time you walk by that guy, he'll shut the fuck up. But the manager saying that, I'm like, I remember this lady too, loving her gym. She's like, "This is my gym. I'm there every day."
And that's so amazing that she's able to like, this is her place to like, work on herself and let off steam and meditate or do whatever it is that she needs to do to like get her adrenaline going. And it's like, why should that be taken away from her? It's as important as a church or whatever. It's like, you're going to the gym every day. That is like your ritual.
I hear you. But I think, it's a very modern idea that, why should I have to make any adjustments because something unfair is happening? Right. But in reality, things are fucked up. The world sucks. People are sexist. And why would you put yourself in a situation where the gym you go to has one misogynist like drooling and jerking off in his gym shorts and another one dismissing you and gaslighting you?
But what if it's a smaller town and they don't have options?
It's not. I remember, right? It was San Francisco, I think. Well, anyway, I just think it's time to... Two things.
And you have to leave him a bad Yelp review.
I think you need to call us back and tell us what the gym is on the podcast, straight up. To me, it's like you say, "I'm leaving the gym and the gym is this gym and here's why," so that they can get some feedback from the broader community that they dismiss allegations of sexual harassment in their gym. That's actually a big deal. I would leave the gym because it comes down to that. Yeah, it's not fair. It isn't fair. It's not cool. You shouldn't have to do it. It's a gross unfairness. But would you rather be happy or right? Would you rather be working out? Because I remember how important working out was 6 or 7 times a week. Would you rather be 6 or 7 times a week, like uncomfortable in two directions at the same time, or deal with something unfair and find a gym where they don't treat women like that?
Yeah, and I think also just gyms come and go. The fact that you stuck up for yourself in that way to both of them.
Yep. I'm in.
Is like, I think that's your gym, baby.
Yeah, that's spiritual gym. That's your heart gym. That was good. And every line she said, it was good. It wasn't.
And it was obviously not easy for her because she didn't say it the first time. She went to then she went to the girl at the front desk twice to try to get the manager to talk to her until finally she just had to like say it herself. It's not like it was easy for her.
It's the same thing in both directions, actually. The same phenomenon occurred. It's like my aunt Maya Angelou used to say, Aunt Maya, when someone shows you who they are, believe them, right? The guy who sexually harasses you is not going to take feedback well from the woman he's been sexually harassing. And the gym manager that doesn't immediately email you back when he hears that you've been sexually harassed at his gym isn't going to take your allegations of sexual harassment at his gym seriously.
He got the note.
Yeah.
It's like so rude.
And then, the girl at the front desk is just like living in the thing. Just move on. Get out of this gym. Don't try to change an unchangeable thing. You have power, and you've asserted your power in this situation, and now you have power to leave.
This is why I don't join gyms. I join poetry groups.
Mm-hmm.
I join tennis matches.
You do join tennis matches. I've noticed that about you.
Poker. I would join card games.
You want to play poker?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah,
I do a
like,
poker game.
but like gym, like I don't want to like just go to like random.
I bet you'd be good at poker.
You think?
Yeah, you seem like you got the vibe. Poker's fun. Let's have a poker night.
Okay.
Let's invite all of the Patreons over to our home for poker night.
All right. Well, do we have any more of these, Laura? 2 more.
Heck
all
yeah.
Right.
This is a great app. This is a fatty.
Hey Moshe, hey Natasha, this is Jen from episode 253, Scream Spreading. So my question was whether or not I'm a bad friend because I didn't want to go to my friend's wedding 2 weeks after my own. So your advice was not to personalize and to see if I could RSVP as a maybe. Well, I took the pettiness out of it and I did talk to her and she totally understood. I ended up RSVPing no still, and I was worried that she would say no in response, but she RSVP'd back and she's coming. So it all worked out. Thanks, guys.
Now you got to go.
So did we give her good advice?
Sounds like we did. Okay. I mean, I'm just going to take it. We didn't. I'll take that as a yes.
Okay.
But I think she's got to go now.
Really? Well, it's too late now.
She can go. Just don't eat the meal.
You don't think it's over?
Show up on the dance floor. Well, yeah, it might have already happened. But if it hasn't already happened, I think she's got to go.
Are we old because we're not going to any weddings?
Yes. I thought about that the other day. The wedding phase is over.
I haven't been invited to a wedding for a while.
No. You know what we're cranking up for?
What? Divorces?
Well, divorces, but they don't really do parties for that.
I'm getting a lot of divorce calls.
Yeah,
I got to tell you. I think that
divorces.
I think there's going to be like, you remember that divorce boom in the 80s that we always talked about?
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a new divorce boom.
You know what we're really cranking up
20s.
Because they don't do the 20s. These are the 20s.
Yeah.
They don't really do parties for a divorce usually.
Oh, you think there's going to be some more divorce parties?
What? No.
A girl in Vegas on the plane to me told me she was going on her way to a divorce party.
All I'm saying is what we're cranking up for. Okay, actually, no. There's a stop on the way. There's bat mitzvahs we'll start to get invited to. But then after bat mitzvahs, you know what comes next?
What?
Funerals.
No.
Yes. That's how life works.
We're like not old enough for funerals. That's like 20 more years.
I didn't say they're going to come soon.
50-year-old birthday parties.
Okay, with like an over the hill cake. It's got like a car going over, like the cake is a mountain and there's a car decoration on it. Okay, all right, I'm up for that.
10-year anniversary parties maybe we'll be invited to.
How about this?
What?
That's why I go to Burning Man every year.
To what? Second weddings?
Oh, second weddings. Those are fucking annoying. But this is why I go to Burning Man every year. I got ritual baked into my life, things to celebrate, connected to that's why I'm still a little bit religious. Because I like to have a Seder. I like to go to Yom Kippur. I mean, I don't like it, but I enjoy
that's why
it.
you're a good husband.
Why?
You like your family. You're not going to cheat on me and be a deadbeat dad.
I would never be a deadbeat dad or cheat on you, honey. I'm just a good guy. All right. Well, that's the end of the episode?
No, we have one more.
Yeah.
Do you don't want to hear one more?
Let's do one more.
Hey, Natasha and Moshe. This is Haley calling from New Zealand. I was on an episode with Whitney Cummings called Oil and Vinegar. My question was about whether I should marry the best friend of the guy I was dating to stay in the country. And your advice was to go for it, but tread carefully and to iron out all the details first. And what I ended up doing was just getting a job here. Things ended with the guy that I was seeing shortly after I called the pod, and I sort of fell out of communication with his best friend as well. And it's been a huge grind, lots of sacrifice to get the job here, but I'm so glad that I didn't get locked into something so legally binding. So thanks for the advice that I didn't end up taking. It was dumb to talk about it on the pod, and it's dumb to bring it up again, but it really helped to talk about it with you guys. And if anyone is listening, thinking about doing a relationship visa to live in another country, I would caution that you should know the person inside and out before making that kind of leap. Don't bank on new lovers or their wingmen, because it's so much better to make your own way. All right, much love, guys.
New Zealand, right? It was New Zealand.
So she had a little wisdom to give us, too.
I know. At the end, she's going and here's the advice you should have given. If you actually knew what was up, you would have said this. I mean,
well, why didn't we tell her that?
I think I remember her said she was young and she really wanted to stay there, and she clearly wanted to do it. I think I remember that she had already kind of decided, and so we were like, okay, go ahead, but make sure everything is really super clear. And I think we did make fun of her for talking about it on the podcast, because New Zealand immigration would have zoomed in and gone like, this is a marriage of convenience.
Yeah, I guess.
But you're going to become an Italian citizen soon, and you don't even have to marry an Italian man.
Well, we'll see.
I thought you were already pre-approved.
My great-grandfather, Luigi.
Oh, Luigi.
Constantino.
Whoa, and your great-granduncle was Mario, right?
Leggero.
Yeah.
Came here from Torino in 1902, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
And that means that I can get Italian citizenship.
And I apparently am sort of eligible for Polish citizenship. So if things really go wrong, I'll move to Poland, you move to Italy, and we can see each other in Monte Carlo.
Well, you know what's funny is our daughter is like very against Trump in a very like
funny way
that's like, she's like, oh, absolutely not Trump.
He's a liar and a thief.
We've never talked about Trump.
I go, how do you know that? Who told you that? She's like, I don't like him.
We never talk about politics. She rolls her eyes. She's like, oh, Trump. Oh, he's up against, because Moshe was like, there might be a woman president. And she's like, really? And then he's like, and then she's like, wait, she's up against Trump? Not Trump. She's like so mad.
We've never told her there was a president named anything.
Someone must be telling her this.
Well, she's in school. You think the greater community of Silver Lake has the same attitude about not mentioning Trump that we do? It's really funny.
So you think all the kids?
The kids, for
I just
sure.
don't want to ever mention politics. You know, like even when I was giving my C-section, when I was having my C-section, the doctors started talking about Trump because it was like 2018 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you stop talking? I don't want that when my child's born.
You don't want that to be her first words that she hears?
I told him to stop because he was the president then.
I'm voting. RFK dropped out. I'm super bummed about that. And I'm protest voting for JD Vance, not for Trump. So I'm writing JD Vance in as president.
You're not voting for Jill Stein?
I'm voting for Jill Stein for Secretary of Defense. And Kamala, I want her to stay vice president. So it's JD Vance as president. Kamala stays vice president. Trump retires. And Biden goes to the moon.
All right. Well, listen, Moshe.
So that's where they are now.
That was so cute listening to all their stories.
And where I am now is in my RV an hour outside of LA right now. And I'm dusty and I'm excited to get home and rip your clothes off and ravish you.
Honey, I'm very excited for you and I'm going to help you tomorrow pack.
Thank you so much. And to our listeners, thank you for keeping in touch and thank you for sharing your lives with us. If you would like to leave us a secret or tell us where you are now, give us a buzzaroo at 213-222-8608.
Or shoot us an email.
Shoot it on over.
At endlesshoneymoonpod@gmail.com.
That's right.
And let us know your situation.
Maybe you can be a guest on the pod. Be a member of our Patreon. We have regular dinner parties. In fact, we're having one real soon.
Yes, join September 15th. We're having another dinner party.
We're going to be munching, crunching, and talking, connecting. Find us on IG. That's short for Instagram. Find us on YT. That's short for theyoungturks.com.
And also, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube.
And we love you. And I love you.
I love you too.